Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've been on. I'm listening to my money magic song right now. Some Two Face. But I just wanted to come on because something just hit me in my mind and my spirit, and I wanted to share it. I'm thinking about when we go through transformation or we're bringing in new ideas and looking to change ourselves, do something new with ourselves, and what it is we pick up once we put down something else. So let me give you a specific example. Years ago, when I was going through a process where I was releasing myself from sugar, and I was like, all right, I'm done with sugar. At some point I just went cold turkey. It was affecting my body tremendously. So I quit cold turkey. But months later I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I put down sugar, but I picked up cashews. Right? And cashews are healthier than sugar, but it was still the addiction to something quick, something that would satiate me. And if you know anything about nutrition, fat and sugar, usually if you are addicted to sugar, you're addicted to fat, or vice versa. Okay? Something that's scientific to do with fat cells and memory, etc., etc. So I want to put that in context of evolving and growing and changing. What are you putting away and what are you picking up? So when we say that we want to change, we, maybe in our relationships, in our relationships with our children, our relationships with our spouse, we say we're going to stop doing something, but that thing that we've stopped doing, perhaps it's yelling. Okay, we want to stop yelling. But we now have replaced the yelling with something else that is not effective for the transformation that we're making. And it's actually having the same effect. It's just giving us another bad habit. So we really have to give ourselves tools that are positive for our changes that we need to make, for the changes that we need to make. And not only that, we need to get to the root of the problem so that we know how to handle that root. So for example, I'm going to be real transparent. When I was going through some issues with my daughter, there was a disconnect between us. She was getting a lot of stomach aches, and as I talked about before, I knew that was, or I came to discover and understand that was an issue with like self-worth and feeling of belonging and things like that. And I realized that I had been running around working, taking care of all of her physical needs. She had everything that she needed. Going to great schools, activities, all of these things, but she didn't have what she really wanted, and that was me. Right? My time and my attention, more of that. And so when I found that out, I started to make changes to be home and be around her. But then I still wasn't present because I was still lost here. Still lost in my head. So I still hadn't made the transformation where I was really understanding how to be present with a child in a way that was feeding the child, but also not draining me. Right? So we really have to think about that in context of all of our relationships, even, I'm going through that transition, going through the transition of jobs, for example. Like I left, job ended that I was working, and now I'm like, okay, I don't want to work for anyone else. But when you look at the work that I'm looking to pick up, you can be in a space of working for anyone else if you don't set the boundaries of a business owner. Going on, making sure that you get vacation time, making sure that you, build all of those things into it. Otherwise, you're just going to transform yourself back into the same cycle that you were in. So you have to, when we're talking about evolving, when we're talking about transformation, we have to evolve and transform with a renewed process, a renewed way of doing things. And in order to do that, we have to learn. We have to learn from people who have done it. We have to look at the situation. We have to understand how we feel in the situation and how we want to feel. What is it that we actually want? Right? Because for me, I wanted a sense of freedom when it came to leaving a job and, working for myself. But if I am working for myself and I'm packing my schedule, I'm not, again, setting those boundaries where I'm saying, okay, I'm taking a vacation every quarter or whatever the case may be, then I'm going to get caught in the same cycle of a job. And we can translate this with so many other things in our lives. We just have to pay attention and really understand what is it that we really want? What is it that we really need? So you have to ask yourself today, are you doing the thing that you said that you didn't want to do, just in a different way? And really evaluate and pay attention to that. And I just want to come with that little nugget. I am on my way to handle some business, a family that I nanny for. So, and I look forward to hearing your comments and talking about that below. Let me know what ways you are evolving, like really evolving and changing the patterns in your life and in your process. Changing the patterns, not transmuting it into something that is basically the same thing. No, changing it. Destroying the pattern that you don't want and giving yourself something more powerful. Okay? So, on that note, y'all, peace and love.